5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh no.
How you doing? A few videos ago, I explored the differences in performance of solid motor rockets and water rockets. In that video, I explained that I wasn't actually able to launch my rocket, the Gamma 3, as a water rocket at all. In the video, I launched the rocket with pressurized air alone, rendering unimpressive apogee altitudes and low performance. Until now. To launch a water rocket of this size, I needed a much bigger and sturdier launch pad. The old one worked fine when the rocket weighed next to nothing. However, when water is added, the rocket is not only much heavier, but there's also a lot more energy involved at launch. The launch pad that was used to launch the rocket with solid motors would work fine, since the rocket already had rail buttons installed. Except, I didn't own that launch pad, so I had to make one myself. The next step was to figure out how to attach the release mechanism. I spent a while developing a system that used a launch key that was inserted into a hose collar with a removed spring. There are a few benefits with this method. It was quite simple and meant I could use my 3D printer. However, it didn't end up working as well as I would have hoped. Essentially, once the locking key was removed, even with a generous amount of lubricant, the collar simply wouldn't move out of the way and release the rocket. Instead, I resorted back to the original system, with pulleys and springs. With that out of the way, it was time to do some high pressure static tests. There was only one thing left to do, and that was to finally launch the rocket. With all the final preparations checked off, it was time to raise the rocket and launch it. Unfortunately, on the day, both the camera and the altimeter on board refused to cooperate.
Enchanté.
camera won't cooperate, but oh well. Okay, I might just do it.
Sure.
Is everyone ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
To cap things off, the very last attempt was unfortunately the last for this rocket. A small leak developed in the splice joint, meaning that whole section became unusable. This leak most likely developed due to the many pressure cycles this rocket has been through.
Nah, there's a leak in the bottle. It's gone.
Yeah.
The rocket was tilted horizontally and depleted of all of its residual water and air pressure, never to be launched again. If you've made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It certainly helps a lot. Also, if you haven't already checked out my new Instagram page, please do so. There's a lot of behind the scenes content there, and there's much more to come. Shameless self-promotions aside, thank you very much for watching. Until next time,